Hi everybody, Bill Lamb here with American Financial Network. I hope you're having a great day. I've had an increasing number of clients that I've worked with to get pre-approved for the purchase of a new home ask me if they should wait. They're concerned because they're hearing rumors, reading articles, listening to social media that we're headed for a market crash, that home values are going to start declining and there's going to be a market correction. Now, I could simply argue with them that no, it's not going to happen. Market conditions are completely different than they were back in 2008 when there was a crash. There's stricter lending guidelines. There's lack of inventory. But you know what? I listen to my clients and I want to give their concerns and their fears credence. So I want to be able to give them the right information. I did some research. I looked at median home values going back to 2005 all the way through 2022. In 2005, the U.S. median home value was $190,000. In 2006, that gained 9.7%. In 2007, the gain was minor at 1.45%. And in 2008, most of us all know that boom, the bubble popped and home values started to decline. Over the next few years, home values dropped by about 20%. Now that's a scary proposition. Buying a house and in the first few years having it drop in value. So I know that if you're looking at the market now and you're concerned that that could happen, that could cause huge concern and maybe a hesitance to think that it's a good time to buy. But that's not the end of the story. Let's look at what happened in the years that followed. The housing market finally got back on track and home values started appreciating again. That's what happens in the real estate market historically. Home values gain value, appreciate year over year. So that person that bought their home in 2005 at $190,000, they took a little bump in the beginning, but guess what? By 2022, that same home is now worth $357,000. That's a gain overall of 86%. So what about buying a house now? Is it a good idea? Let's use today and use similar circumstances. Let's say that you bought a home for $400,000 today. And worst case scenario, the experts are wrong, and it does. We see a market correction. And in the first year that you own the home, it drops by 10% in value. In the second year, it drops by another 10%. That's scary. But guess what? It's a long-term investment. If you continue to make your payments, you stay in that house, what you're going to find is that by year 5, if we only have a 5% increase in years 3 through 5, you're making your payments, the principal balance dropping, you'll be in equitable position. By year 5, you'll have equity in the house. By year 10, the equity will be about $147,000. By year 15, you'll have $330,000 in equity in the home that you bought today for $400,000, and it dropped in value by 20%. That's the reality of the real estate market. Over the long term, home values are going to gain. Let's say that you're paying rent right now. If you're paying $1,500 a month in rent, over the course of a year, that's $18,000 gone. In 5 years, that's $90,000, and that's assuming that the rent stays flat at $1,500, which we know is not reality. So if you're renting in 5 years, you're going to have lost $90,000 minimum. If you purchase a home, even if that home declines in value initially, in 5 years, you will have your money. You will have gained equity in that house. And over the long term, you're going to gain significant value. So if you ask me if it's a good time to buy, the numbers kind of prove out the fact that it is. It's really as simple as starting a conversation. Reach out to me today and let me help guide you through the home buying process, and we can discuss all the ins and outs of home appreciation.